Welcome, this is part 1 of my plan of care tutorial on casemanage. So from your client profile, you'll go to forms and then plan of care, and then we're going to hit the create plan of care button. Okay, first we have the introduction where you can put something about the client or your agency, then click next. You'll see it goes on to the client information section. You can click on any of these. You don't have to go in order. Okay, so the client information will be auto-filled from the profile, but you can edit or change. First Nations, Inuit, and Métis, if you select no, that bar will close. I'm going to leave it as yes. You can edit this if you need to, and then click next. So it auto-fills from the previous plan of care. So you might need to go in and clear information that's not relative, but it saves you a lot of typing. Okay, so resource information, the program type is pretty much always Child Protection Services. Click next to meeting information. So meeting information, you're going to make sure you have the correct plan of care meeting selected. We're doing a 180-day plan of care here. You can put the period that you're covering, the deadline for the meeting, the date you met to develop the plan of care. Anyone that was involved, you can select here. There's a spot for your resource person. You can add as many as you want. Just click add row, or you can remove that. Same with the adult ally. And anyone else involved, you can get their signature if you want to, or you can click the declined or unable to sign box, and you can add as many of those in you need. Any revisions or dates that you amended the plan of care, spot for that, and then client wishes. Okay, so strengths and abilities. You'll see right at the top here, there's an option for child and youth or infant and toddler. If you select infant toddler, different options come up here, and further on in the education section, it'll come up as preschool. Okay, so we're going to leave this as child and youth. Any of these strengths, aptitudes, and abilities that you click, a text box will open so you can write more about that. There's also an other there. Okay, significant events that happened during this period. Then we have resources, things like volunteer drivers. Here, whatever date you put in, the privacy visits that you did or anyone did for that client will show up there. You can add as many other resources as you want. Okay, so previous goals. So this box you can uncheck for a 30-day plan of care where there's no previous goals. I'm going to check it. So the previous goals, you're going to have to copy and paste. So it'll copy from the last plan of care. So your last plan of care goals at the end are going to be your previous goals. So you're going to copy and paste them into the top, if that makes sense. All right, and then there's various items that you can check off and make comments on. You can make as many goals as you want. Just click add row and it'll copy those. Okay, then we have access visits. Again, you can add row and add as many access visits as you need. Okay, and then we have technology access. So talking about the internet, you can make comments there. Okay, so health and wellness. We have our previous goals, a bunch of questions, comments, dietary preferences, a spot to comment on that. Puberty and sexual health, you can unclick that if it's not relevant. Same with menarche, if it's not relevant, you can just unclick that. Okay, medical information. So there's, whatever's in Mars under their medication will automatically come into this. For prescribing physician, once you've entered a physician's information once, it'll come up automatically, so you don't have to type it again. And then under medical documents, so if you have MARS in here, the link will automatically come up, and same with the safety assessment. You can put any notes here, such as over-the-counter med form signed and in case manage, things like that, but there will be links here automatically. And then we have medical appointment. So again, you can type in the doctor's name. It'll come up once you have it in there once. And you can add as many appointments as you need. And then you can add in. So if you have the medical form in the document section, I will just show you. So if we go back to Beth's profile, under forms, under documents, and then go into her health. There's various forms in here. So if I wanted to link this dental form, just open it up and click copy document URL, and then go back to her dentist appointment here. And then I would just copy and paste that in there. And then that link comes up, view medical appointment document. So if I click that, then dental form will automatically come up. So you're not searching for it during your plan of care meeting. It's right there. So you can do that for any of them in the file folders. Okay, so then you can add as many medical appointments there by clicking add row. And then you're just going to answer the questions here, put in your health goals, and go on to the next one. All right, so the next is education. You can see here there's different options. So if I unclick elementary school, there's elementary, secondary, or post-secondary. So you can click those. And like I said before, if you selected infant and toddler, then a preschool option would come up. So I'm going to select elementary and then complete the information here and put in the goals and click next. Okay, and then we have spirituality. So click here for previous goals, copy and paste them from the former one. This is religion of the family. You can put in as many as you want just by selecting and put a comment. Cultural of the family, again, you can put in as many as you want to and make a comment. Religious or cultural activities and comment on those. And there's your goals. Click next. And we come to identity. And I'm going to stop the video here and you'll go on to part 2. Thank you.